Well, good afternoon, and welcome to Leaving the Yard. Chuck Zach, Billy Lavender, and one of the few times we're ever going to start a show
Yeah, don't do me like this.
being dwarfed by greatness.
Oh, my God. See, this is how I know y'all are making fun of me.
I was talking about Billy.
Oh, okay. All right.
He does that to me all the time.
Morgan Smith is in here. If it wasn't for him, this wouldn't be on the air, and we would probably be standing on the side of the road talking into umbrellas and acting like we're doing a show. Instead, Morgan's in here, and you've been touting this week, or at least this weekend, big announcement coming.
Yeah.
We're very proud you were willing to do it here on Leaving the Yard. So have at it, boss. What's the big news?
Well, for years, I've been talking about doing an SP-style event. I mean, for years, we're talking back to 2019. Like, it's something I've wanted to do. We don't, when we were growing up, we had sports banquets. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying nobody does them anymore, but I only know of one school that does. I think it's time that, we take over that role, have a big event for our coverage area to come out. And it's going to be the Farmers Bank and Trust Game Day Honors Award Banquet presented by Texarkana Emergency Center and Wholesale Electric.
And it's going to be cool.
Yeah, he's on our advisory board. Billy is.
Boy.
And we're not cutting any corners, Chuck. So we spent a lot of time on this. I mean, we started meeting in, I think, March to get this started. And here we are in August. And it's going to happen. It's going to be awesome. Really excited for the kids in the community that are going to get to be a part of this. Excited it's us that's going to get to put it on.
Hopefully not in the heat of summer.
No, it's going to be January 21st.
Excellent.
Next year. It doesn't fall on a college football playoff day.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
goodness. I'm really worried about the Razorbacks
Yeah.
and being able to be there. And
Probably not a problem, but
I looked at that January 14th, college football playoff game, 21st. Nobody's playing.
So that's your day.
That's our day.
Where?
We're going to have it at the Arkansas Side Convention Center.
Okay.
Kyle Davis got with me. He's like, you have to have it over here. And I'm like, done deal. Bubba's 33 is going to cater it. We'll have a red carpet.
red carpet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be the place to be if you're a parent, grandparent, or high school kid.
All right. So when you start talking about awards, what are you envisioning? What kind of awards are we talking about here?
So we already have our weekly MVP awards that we do
Right.
during football season. It was a lot for us to drive around every week and hand those out. Seemed like a great idea in the beginning, but as we started doing it, you might have a kid in decab and another kid in Falk, and it turned into, hey, Droddy, you going to Falk anytime soon? And 3 weeks later, somebody might get their award.
There you go.
We're going to bring them all to one place,
Okay.
one night, give them there. We'll have
Dress
baseball, dress up, baseball, softball, volleyball, basketball. We're doing calendar year, so we're January to January.
Okay.
Makes it look like there was no other really good way to do it. You're either having a bunch of college kids having to come back, or because most of the time seniors win awards. It's just
Right.
how it kind
That's
of
right.
falls. So been even if you were still at the radio, we'd be announcing it there. I wanted to do it on your show.
Appreciate that.
I appreciate you having me on to do it.
So in all the discussions, we've got the ESPY. Is it going to be the Billy or the Morgie? Have we decided what this is going to be called?
I wanted it to be the Morgie.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it may.
this is a lot more professional. The Farmers Bank and Trust Game Day Honors Awards.
Oops. Okay. Well, never mind then. We won't have a cool name.
Yeah. Well, y'all know how I am. I don't like it.
Yeah.
That stuff. But
So I'm assuming this is going to be a dinner.
going to be a dinner. Yeah.
Going to be a banquet. So we're talking the big deal, the big spread. Awards you're handing out, entertainment.
We do have entertainment, and LaMichael James might be there.
Nice.
I mean, he might be our main person.
So you're going to have a keynote kind of speaker too.
Yep. And Matt Fry, Jay Davis will MC it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's, see.
Now you know it's
Now
big
it got
time.
perfect. See, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden.
Hired a production company that's going to do all the production on
All
it.
right.
Don't stay at home. Be sure to come see it live, but it'll be live streamed. Man, it's going to be legit. Not only for the kids. I mean, we're going to have coaches. We're going to have media awards. A lot of different things that we've looked into. A lot of people I want to take care of on a deal like this.
Okay.
That doesn't get their flowers per se
Sure.
any other way.
So what you're saying is basically think of the ESPYs, but on steroids.
If we could pull off the ESPYs, that would be ideal. I think at some point, I'd like to see it in the Pro Theater. I'd like to see a full Pro Theater. I don't think, we're obviously there yet, but at some point that was the original dream. And I think it's doable. I think
Can't really do dinner there.
Can't do dinner, but that would sure be a huge line item we could get off. But I think we can make up for it with experience.
Nice.
And you do it at the Pro Theater. It's a different kind of vibe.
Right.
And man, to have that place filled up, I think it's going to take a couple of years for people to see what this is. But, like anything we've done, like once you see it, it's going to be hard to go back.
Now, you've been thinking this for a few years, you said. So what all of a sudden made it this year's the reality?
Financially, we can afford to do it.
Okay.
It's one of them deals like it's very, very expensive.
Right.
And Game Day's in a position now where, if we were to get no sponsors, we could do it. Luckily, we've had some big sponsors come on already, but this is an event where, we're spending $15,000 on trophies.
They've spared no expense.
Yeah, like we're going all out.
Now, by invitation only? Is it open to the public?
It is open to the public.
Story?
You can buy individual tickets
Okay.
to the event. Of course, we kind of have to do that. We're serving food.
Right.
But it's mostly going to be funded by sponsors.
Okay.
They'll have table sponsorships, red carpet sponsor. When we have a sponsorship for almost anything, and if you're a business in the area, we really, really could use your help by sponsoring this event.
How many people can you have in here? Has he said to you, this is my max? A fire marshal's going to shut us down if we have more?
The max is about 670.
Okay.
Which I just can't imagine first year. We would be doing a lot to have that many people there first year.
I'm telling you, don't.
I get scared when we start talking about stuff like that. Because it really is like,
when you start seeing,
I get scared. Nobody's going to show up, or everybody's going to show up.
Yeah, that's right. That could
Depends
be a
on the
problem. Yeah, and two, when you start seeing everything that is going to be coming, it's going to be. They spared no expense.
See.
Every detail is getting talked about. We've been having monthly meetings, and he's right. He has been talking about it for years, and so finally he just said, "You know what?
This is it.
It's happening."
Well, it's taken a lot of people to make it happen.
Right.
I don't want there's been a lot of help along the way. We go back to when we first started Game Day. The original guys that were there are still with us, helping today. You played a big part in this too, believe it or not. You can't just say because you were at the radio you hadn't played a part in Game Day.
I get it.
And to the point where we feel like we can actually do something like this and pull it off, and not just halfway do it and say we're gonna, put on something to go all out like we're gonna be able to do with this. It's exciting.
Black tie?
We would like to do that. I don't think maybe we should, because it's a lot for to get 250 kids.
Right.
To everybody doesn't have a. I didn't have a suit when I was.
I will
15,
say the other
16
day
years
we
old.
talked about this for about 30 minutes of what wording you use and because you don't want, if someone doesn't have something, you still want, whether they're in shorts or whatever. And we've talked about, if we're going to be able to provide some kind of, for these kids, but everybody kind of has some dress up clothes and dress up clothes is kind of what it'll be. But the exact wording on the invitation and things, I don't know.
So pants aren't optional. You want pants on.
We'd prefer you wear pants.
Okay.
Yeah, prefer you wear pants.
You got to be careful on this show.
You want to make sure. You got people out there right now going, I don't have to wear pants to this. It's going to be awesome.
Well, I think it's something the kids, especially after they see it first year. It's going to be something they look forward to every year, kind of like prom. And especially if you're an athlete that gets invited and is considered for an award, I would be really, really, really excited.
So I'm going to assume we're going to have something like a male and female athlete of the year.
Yeah, we will.
Nice.
I think our main award will always be our MVP award for football.
Okay.
I just don't know. We're a football city.
I know.
With
baseball champions, don't forget.
Yeah, baseball's right there. It took me a while to get there, but I'm there. Like we are a baseball city as well. Right. Who has as good a baseball as Texarkana?
Nobody. Well,
outside of a random team in around Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
In North Texas,
right?
Texarkana's where it's at.
Yeah.
So baseball's huge, and I've turned into a baseball fan where I wasn't 7 years ago at all.
I know.
I keep up with it, and I do enjoy it now, but still love basketball. And it's male female athlete of the year, which we'll have a committee which you'll be on to vote. And it's one of the things, like, I don't foresee myself talking a whole lot at this thing, but I'm really gonna enjoy it's gonna happen.
So give me the range of which schools you're going to be considering.
So our coverage area now is up to about DeKalb.
Okay.
Paris takes everything north of DeKalb.
Right.
We'll go over to about Pewitt, go down to Linden.
Okay.
Over to around Hope, up to Ashdown.
Okay.
So pretty big coverage
That
area.
circle. All right.
Yeah.
So Miller, Bowie, Little River, Cass, a little bit in Hope.
Yep.
All right.
So more than any year, if you're a coach, we really do need your stats. More than any year before.
True
hard is it
stats,
to
right?
Yeah, true stats, please.
How hard is it to get that from coaches?
Dodie?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
It's a struggle.
It's a struggle. Well, you got to be.
I mean, here's the thing. You could go out, play a tough game, maybe don't win, not a whole lot to document.
Yep.
But over a period of a season, you leave out a couple games. We just don't know, what to put. So we have no idea. So that's a lot of it is, you lose on a week, don't send anything in. You win big, you send it the second the game's over with.
Well, here's your caveat. If we don't have a 10-game stat sheet for you, we can't consider your players. There it is.
That's very easy said. I'm gonna let you have that conversation.
No, seriously.
Yeah,
I mean,
their fans won't understand.
but-
that.
No, trust me. Yeah, the fans do not
People who
understand.
comment on the
they may not, but you make that out there.
Yeah.
If coaches want to be considered for this and they want their kids considered, then do what you're supposed to do. Report it in. Easy fix.
it's going to be a big deal.
Be sure you cut that and send it to everybody
clip that. That's right.
from Chuck Zach.
Well, anyway, we so much appreciate this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is huge news. January 21st, block it off on your calendar. You're going to have an opportunity to see the best athletes in this area, hopefully some pretty impressive speakers as well. If LeMichael's not here, I know Billy will stand. He'll do an ad lib for at least an hour.
I can tell some jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least.
I think LeMichael will be here. It also falls real close to Will Middlebrooks and Michael Walker's camp.
Yeah.
So we might ask them to come in a day or two early.
Might just ask them.
Yeah, I'm going to
tell
ask.
'em.
Trust me, I'm going to ask them if their camp's that weekend. But it's also Leopard's 2006 state championship
Oh yeah.
reunion. So
Right.
20 years of that. So we'll have LeMichael there. It'd be nice to have Will.
Sure.
I mean, of course, we can get a coach to show up too.
Fowler, he's not
Yeah.
doing anything.
Yeah, Fowler will be there.
All right, tell you what, look, we got to take a break. Coming up on the show, we hadn't talked about this. Jerry Littleton's coming up, bottom of the hour. Arkansas High's football coach is going to join us. 5:45 today, Eric Droddy is coming on via Zoom over a coach that passed away this weekend in Texas. Unfortunately, we lost 2 this weekend, one in Arkansas, one in Texas. We'll talk about that last segment as well. And we've got to come back because big news coming out of Fayetteville.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys are making some more news today. And golf. Somebody's hot and somebody's not. We're going to take a break first. We got to do a concession stand. So we'll get Zach queued up for our concession stand restaurant.
I just want
By
to
the way,
say,
we're
if
gonna
y'all
add
don't
another one
start
in
picking
tomorrow.
up y'all's gift cards, I'm going to start taking them. They've been sitting on my desk for too
Well,
long.
get someone to come
Chris
over.
Gabriel, if you don't come get it.
No,
Just
just
got
came
it.
and got it.
He
right
just
before.
walked out.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
His wife did. Yeah.
All right,
Out the door.
never mind.
So-
You get to keep yours. I was about to take it.
You're harassing Chris for no reason. All
I
right,
like some
here we
nothing
go.
but
We got to
cakes.
spin the wheel. When we come back from the break, we will tell you who's going to win $25-ish from a participating restaurant here in Texarkana. I didn't listen to my headset.
No
I'm sure we had a
whammies,
very cool
no
music
whammies.
playing. Yeah, we did. Nice. No whammies?
Yeah.
No
Somebody's gonna be get some
whammies.
sushi.
Well, no, Los Tacos.
Yeah.
Los Tacos with the $25 gift card. When we come back from the break, we'll tell you who's going to win it. We'll do that right after this, Leaving the Yard. Morgan Smith was sitting here. Billy Lavender, Chuck Zach, back in just a minute here on Leaving the Yard.
Mike Gillum here with Clear Sound Music. Do you play guitar, piano, or drums? Well, at Clear Sound Music, we now have everything the big box stores have. From brands like Fender, Paul Reed Smith, Reverend, Yamaha, Alvarez, Martin, we've got it all in stock. Clear Sound Music is at the corner of Cowhorn Creek and Kennedy Lane in Texarkana. That's clearsoundmusic.com.
Selling or refinancing a home or land, trust Stewart Title of Texarkana to help protect your investment from contract to closing. With experienced professionals, dependable title insurance, and personalized service, Stewart Title helps make every real estate transaction smooth, secure, and stress-free. Stewart Title is committed to being the premier title service company of Texarkana. All righty, welcome back. Before we award our $25 gift card from Los Tacos, let's give a little thanks out. We got a couple of sponsors to throw some love to. Form Energy. Chris Ross came through last week and brought us a box full of Form Energy. Before the work starts, you feel it right with Form Energy. Zero sugar, hydration support, natural caffeine, no shortcuts, just energy. He's holding the, which one are you?
This is the Blue
Blitz.
But it's not FORM, it's PHORM.
Yes, it is. The Watermelon Wrath, which wasn't even on the original list. That's apparently a new one. So anyway, thanks to the folks over at Eagle Distributing for bringing us over some form. I'll get to it someday. Hopefully that's not your saving for retirement strategy. If it is, you better fix it. Edward Jones can fix it. You talk to Greg Cordray over at edwardjones.com and make someday into this day. Edward Jones, member SIPC. And, of course, folks over at Liberty ILO. And I'll have to get back to that one because I let it slip away on my phone, and I'll give you the update for what the Leopards are doing this week. We'll do that in just a minute. First, let's give away a $25 gift card to Los Tacos. My man, Zach Droddy, about to go into our magical selector to tell us who's going to win. It's actually got some. Okay. Thank you. Larry Davis. Oh,
Professor. That's a different professor.
That's right, by the way. We did not at the top because we had Morgan in here. We certainly need to remind folks that Leaving the Yard is presented by Blake Montgomery, Texarkana's injury attorney. Listen, if a wreck turns your world upside down, a car crash, an 18-wheeler, a serious injury, Blake's the local guy that folks around here call. The consultation is free. He will shoot you straight about your case, and it's absolutely no cost to you until you get a recovery. It's Blake Montgomery, 870-777-6700. Local roots, $1 million results.
Yeah.
All right. We have taken care of all the big business at the front end of things.
Larry Davis.
Let's talk Arkansas for a minute.
I was going to talk Arkansas with Larry Davis. He used to live in the marriage dorms with my parents at the University of Arkansas. Not with them, but in the same
I was going to
dorms.
say that's a little more than a marriage. That's, I've heard about those things, and they've got names.
Well, I mean, in Arkansas, that's legal, right? No.
Depends on your relation to those people. That's right.
Depends on how the family tree branches. Anyway, head hog of the baseball team.
Yes.
That guy right there says he's going to be here for life, basically. Signed an extension with the university.
For how many years? Forever.
Forever.
So the next group of PG Hawks that are going up to Fayetteville,
right.
you can bet that DVH will be there.
That's right.
By the way, did you see the news on Spencer this week?
Yeah, injured.
Yeah,
but he got injured, and it was in football season, right?
First, and then baseball season, and then probably not going to play this year because of surgery.
You know, probably ending up being a good thing for him.
No
get
question.
Get a year in Fayetteville under his belt. And that's good for anybody, a year in Fayetteville, right? But get that under his belt, and just get a lot of work while he heals up and be ready for next year.
See, this is for a guy who's, I mean, we're talking about everything in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
You can't swing the bat. Mm-hmm. You can't catch or throw the ball. You're basically out of the skills part of this, which means you're keeping your body as tuned as you can, but that hand-eye stuff.
And two, and not ever saying that he wouldn't have played this year, but it's tough to go to an SEC school or a big-time school like Arkansas for baseball. I have to throw that in there, and expect to play right away. So if you're not playing, it could be hard on you. Well, he won't be playing because he's injured or whatever. So just to get that, everything under his belt, get accustomed to being up there, and then get ready to go for year two, and
being a college kid.
Yeah,
you're going to be a college kid. The transition between high school and college, and I know mamas were posting this weekend a little bit last weekend about sending their kids off and getting them in their dorm room and the crying coming home and all the stuff that, the kids, of course, as soon as the door closed and the car drove away, they were like, yes, it's time. But for the moms, it's emotional. But for a lot of these kids, it's getting used to. It's a brand new world. There's nobody looking over your shoulder. There's nobody telling you what time curfew is. You got your life in your own hands for a while, and for some, that's a tough transition. So he'll have an injured wing to deal with, but he'll get acclimated into college at a little different pace. School first.
More growing under his belt.
More growing.
Yeah.
Speaking of growing, the Cowboys defensive roster with a pretty big
Monster.
announcement today. If you didn't see it, Dallas managed to sign Von Miller. Now,
How old does he look?
Well, he looks like he's an
His
old
age.
man. Yeah,
He looks his
looks
age.
like an old man. It's a 1-year deal. It's $5 million. It doesn't break the salary cap. He's getting paid commensurate with his age and his skill set at this point in time. I know we're all jazzed about adding a very large name star onto this defensive line. They need pass rushers. He still is at least a competent pass rusher. And when you look at the defensive additions that they've made since the Micah Parsons trade, and Zach Doty's putting them up there right now, you get the full list of guys that have been added to this defense since the beginning of last year. Some of them we had already in Quinnen Williams and in Kenny Clark, who were added with the trade. Overshawn, of course, coming back from injury last year and getting on the field hopefully for the full season this year. Picking up Rashawn Gary. Now signing Von Miller, add Caleb Downs to that, who they drafted and had a preseason debut this past weekend. You got to be excited.
Well, and here's another thing is not only excited because of what he can do, but having a veteran in the, a veteran of his stature in the locker room's got to be great, and it's got to be a big pickup for Dallas.
And this is a very veteran defensive line all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Clark and Williams and Gary and Miller have all been around the league. I think they're all 5-year plus guys now. I think Rashawn was the youngest one of this group. But they've all got some veteran time in the league. You mentioned locker room presence. What you've got is a bunch of guys that should be able to lead a young defense in a lot of other places. It looks like the defensive line is going to be the old guys. Now, will they hold up for a year? We're not talking about them being 40.
Right.
But we are talking about all of them, I think, but one being 30 or older. Will they hold up for the duration of 17 games? You don't know. But early on, it's a pretty
It looks better than it's looked.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, Jerry was on this weekend talking about the fact that they won the Micah trade. I mean, he feels like head and shoulders. Micah's hurt. He's not even playing for the first month of the season. And the Cowboys have lined up all of the things that we just showed you that they would not have had
they not made that trade.
had they not made the trade. They would have had Micah and none of the other pieces. And you could see Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland had Myles Garrett. And where were they? Worst team in the NFL. Yeah. You can have that one great guy. He's not going to win you a championship. And I think the Cowboys have recognized they loved Micah. They couldn't keep Micah. They've made the best of getting rid of Micah. Now this trade moving forward will start to be measured by, did you win playoff games / championships, or did you not? And as either one of these two teams does this first, that's going to be the winner of this. The other one's going to be the loser.
And I will tell you, this year is the Cowboys' year. I'm just saying.
For the, how many years have you said this now?
No, but I mean it this year.
How many years have you said this now?
How many years have I been on your show?
Well, how many years have you actually said it, though?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
But back in the 90s when I was saying it, it was true. So you got to give me a little.
Late 90s or the middle 90s?
Yeah. One of those.
Okay.
Just
backup quarterbacks for a second.
Okay.
Both looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't think they separated themselves just yet. Joe Milton, you were kind of touting he was going to be the better runner, but he really didn't look that way on it was Saturday night. But I think that competition's still wide open. They're not going to play Dak at all in the preseason. So these guys are really competing for the 2 spot, and each weekend we'll see if anybody moves ahead. I don't think anybody's moved ahead after the first week.
I don't think so either.
I think they're pretty neck and neck.
Good catch in the end zone by, what was his name? Guy in the back of the end zone, one-handed. I can't remember his name, but he had 2 touchdowns.
Call him Joe.
Joe.
Yeah.
Not Joe Dowd, not my buddy Joe Dowd, but different Joe.
Let's flip to golf for just a minute, because Scottie Scheffler you just do this.
Yes.
8-stroke win this weekend.
And he's a Longhorn.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that was a bad thing you just did.
Are those cameras upside down?
Yeah. No, they're fine.
Okay.
Dominating win again. No question, he's the best player in the world.
No question.
It's not even close. This is beginning to move into Tiger kind of dominance right now. I said beginning to move into.
Yep.
Tiger was a different level of dominance, but Scheffler's starting to lap fields, and if that's going to happen, this conversation becomes about who's the second best golfer in the world.
You know, again, if he doesn't win, he's always in it, and he's
who's
done.
not in it? Rory McIlroy.
Well, he hasn't been practicing, right?
I don't know what he's doing. Shot a horrific weekend. I think he finished 68th. Is that where he was in the 66th this weekend? If you're Rory McIlroy, you can't finish 60 anything.
Yeah, he should be able to give up and still finish in the top half.
Thank you. He's having issues.
Golf will do that to you every now and then.
Ask Mr. Duvall.
Yeah. I can't shoot another 68 either.
Oh, you can.
I've been trying. No, I've been trying.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
What'd you shoot this week? What'd you shoot this week?
78.
Okay, well, it's got an 8 in it.
Yeah, but 10 strokes is big.
It's got an 8.
10 strokes doesn't win you as much money as 68.
How much 78 win you?
It didn't.
It didn't win you?
No.
No.
I'm going to have to go to Kalshi to start winning.
What score lost you?
My wife won't let me on
if
that.
The 78 didn't win you. What score lost you money? Who were you playing?
I can't even remember who was in my group.
This is sad.
When
did you play?
That was Saturday. It was Saturday morning.
On Monday. Oh my God.
Sorry to whoever we were playing against.
Isn't that the truth?
I try to forget when someone beats me. I try to forget that. Mike Cobb was on my team.
You forget to pay him, you mean?
Oh, no. I paid right away.
You don't leave till you got the payment done? Okay,
right.
Just making sure.
Gosh.
Quick baseball note, by the way.
It was Derek Giles and Greg Giles. Yeah, they
that's not fair.
They took my money before we even got in the clubhouse.
They knew a mark when they saw you coming. Baseball real fast before we hit the break. We have Jerry Littleton coming up. In fact, he should be
there he is.
Already in the building. We're going to get him on camera here in just a second. But a big baseball debut for a St. Louis Cardinal. Not that anybody in this room is a Cardinals fan, because why would you be? But was it Joshua Baez? No one has ever hit home runs in their first 3 major league at-bats. The first pitch he saw, home run. He hit a home run in his second at-bat in the 4th inning and another one in the 6th. Now, we'll give you the crashing back down to earth because this is baseball. He went 0 for 5 yesterday.
Well, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter because
nobody's talking about that.
Well,
right?
I am, but nobody else is. What I do appreciate from this, it has never been done before, which in the history of baseball, that's a crazy thing to think. No one's ever done something before that he just did. Number 2, I'll take 2 Cardinal wins to wrap up the weekend because they were breathing down the necks of the Brewers, who obviously I'm a fan of. And so we'll take Cardinal wins. We'll love Baez's home runs, and we'll appreciate the fact that Milwaukee picked up 2 games on the Cubs this weekend. Thank you, Cardinals.
All right.
All right, quick break. Arkansas High football coach Jerry Littleton's in here. Out of the heat. Hope those kids aren't still out in the heat. He's in the air conditioner. We'll talk to him when we come back. Leaving the yard here on Game Day.
Mike Gillum here with Clear Sound Music. Do you play guitar, piano, or drums? Well, at Clear Sound Music, we now have everything the big box stores have. From brands like Fender, Paul Reed Smith, Reverend, Yamaha, Alvarez, Martin, we've got it all in stock. Clear Sound Music is at the corner of Cowhorn Creek and Kennedy Lane in Texarkana. That's clearsoundmusic.com.
Selling or refinancing a home or land, trust Stewart Title of Texarkana to help protect your investment from contract to closing. With experienced professionals, dependable title insurance, and personalized service, Stewart Title helps make every real estate transaction smooth, secure, and stress-free. Stewart Title is committed to being the premier title service company of Texarkana. Bye. Welcome back. Chuck Zach, Razorback Billy Lavender, and actual Razorback Gary Littleton, coach of the Arkansas High Razorbacks. Boy, it's been, 5 days since we saw you last?
It's been a while, for sure.
I'm loving the gear today. Yeah. You rock new stuff today.
No, I appreciate it. I'm still trying to, this red, it's starting to wear on me. I like it. But we're this new hog and all that. Kids like it. So just ready to start rocking it on Friday night.
I tell you what, my wife's like Billy, old Razorback, and of course you can't change the logo. Yeah. I mean that's how the old Razorbacks are. This is growing on me though. Yeah. I'll be honest with you.
Change got to happen. Everywhere sometimes.
As long as it's still a hog. Yeah. Still a hog, you're all right.
Well, what is that? What else is it going to be?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. You'd be surprised what schools try to do.
We're not doing any of that. We're hogs through and through.
Yes, sir.
You guys had a red and white scrimmage last week.
We did.
We saw you on Wednesday. You had a scrimmage on Thursday. First, you can be a cheerleader if you want to. Then you're going to be objective. So be the cheerleader. And how did the scrimmage go?
Of course, people have been asking me. One of my buddies was actually texting me about it before I came on here. How'd it go? And I said our offense looked really good.
Yep.
Just trying to tell myself that I hope our offense is going to be pretty good this year. Because our defense was there. The guys, a couple of receivers, just made some plays. Yeah. And of course, I told the guys after the game it was kind of geared for the offense. You couldn't touch the quarterback.
Right.
Stay away from him, and just. Favoring the offense. So, of course, the defense was frustrated. But, of course, after I explained it to them, they're like, oh, yeah, you're right, coach. But, no, they are, we did a little bit today, but they are just ready to go against another team tomorrow.
I was about to say they are desperately ready to hit someone else where they can actually hit them.
They cannot wait. They are ready for tomorrow night.
Now, you say that. You're not letting them hit the quarterback tomorrow night either, are you?
No. So my quarterback's going to not be. He's dead tomorrow. Turner, I haven't discussed that detail with him. I'll discuss that with him tomorrow when he gets here. So, in JV and junior high, they're going to be live because our junior high quarterback, he's pretty mobile, a lot of quarterback runs.
Sure.
And then the JV guy, he's on the edge. But in senior high now, Mr. Cleveland won't get touched and hopefully he don't get touched until September 4th.
Year, right?
So
that's offensive lineman's problem.
Exactly,
that's what happens.
Exactly.
All right, so you were cheerleader. Now be coach, be the critical coach. What could you certainly see that we needed to work on Thursday?
I'll start with the defense. It's just those bullets start firing, and sometimes our guys go brain dead when the lights get bright, and just they got to remember what their coach should do. And of course, we watched it on film Friday and then today, and today out on the practice field, it started to make more sense to them. But it's just when them bullets are fired, you got to be able to react and just do what your coach should do. And the big thing we're trying to stress them is do not freak out. Just relax and do what you're supposed to do, and we're going to be fine.
You used a couple words that I caught right away as you're saying them. So number one, you're thinking. And number two, you're reacting. Yes. So which is it that you're wanting this defense? And we had your defensive coordinator on here on Wednesday of last week over at Bubba's. But I'm going to ask you, what do you want your defense to be doing? Are they thinking or are they reacting?
We always tell them don't think, but you have to think a little bit. But the big thing we stress, and I
tell Billy that.
A bunch of people, in defense, the first thing you got to align right. If you're lined up wrong, it doesn't matter how good you are, you're going to be in trouble.
Sure.
So alignment and then pursuit to the ball. So think where I'm supposed to align, and then when the ball snaps, we're just rolling. You can't be thinking mid-play. That's not good for nobody.
No.
I asked alignment and then pursuit is our two big things we preach.
I asked him too about, are you really gap conscious, or are you just go get the ball conscious? How do you approach this defensively?
Each guy, they have their run fit, depending on the stunts or the blitzes, or they know where they're supposed to go. But just like anything in football, if a linebacker, if it's cloudy, he don't need to run up in that gap, and he just keeps scraping, clearing cloudy, kind of whatever words people use. So I kind of tell him, just be a football player, don't be a robot. Yep. If you have a gap, don't just bang your head up against the wall and say I have this a gap. If it's like I said, if it's clouded up, you can't be a robot and play football.
And you can't go out and get Von Miller either, right? You got to go with the guys that are dealt you, and your defense is young. And do you think they're going to be better week 5, week 6, week 7?
Oh, for sure. The coaches they got here in May, so we're still growing as a team. And yes, football is football at the end of the day, but like I said before, the words are different. The way we want the D-line to do stuff this way, the coach may want it a different way. So they're still learning what the defenses want to do, and yes, they are young. I think maybe 2 seniors starting on defense. Wow. I think so. That's good for going forward, and maybe not right now, but deep down, I think our defense is going to be pretty good as we go. I mean, like I said, the offense they made some plays Thursday night.
This conference got realigned, and it's not necessarily a sad moment to see Parkview out of this conference. What do you think where this conference sits right now? Is it a little better, a little bit worse? I mean, how do you feel the conference?
When people ask me that, it's a lot of unknown for me because, I didn't see them. I've seen the games from last year. I didn't see their junior highs. I mean, obviously Lakeside went to the finals, and their junior high won the conference, so they're going to be tough. Hot Springs won the conference and then, slipped up in the playoffs. Yep. Pine Bluff, they can be good at any moment, and then Camden, they're always going to be athletic. Magnolia, they had a good year last year. I think I read something. They returned every starter on offense from last year, and they averaged almost 40 a game. I mean, so this conference, it's going to be a battle week in and week out.
And you think you're going to be able to score points with any of them, correct?
I hope so. For sure.
That's from everything I've heard, not from you, but from everybody else. It's going to be this going to be a get your popcorn ready type of offense, and from talking to the Cleveland kid and just seeing him on some highlights, it's going to be fun.
And of course, I'm not going to kind of control how they talk and all that, but because the kid's a kid. But
sure.
To me, it's half the battle, and their confidence is through the roof right now. That is, if you think you're good, you're going to play harder, you're going to play better. If you think, we're not going to beat this team. But so I am all about pumping this confidence up for these kids because they are fired up and ready to go.
It's a funny thing to hear you say that for a team that finished 2-8 a year ago. I
mean,
if you were 8-2, you'd think, oh yeah, they feel like that.
Yep.
They were 2-8 last year, and you're telling me their confidence is through the roof.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good testament to you.
Me and Coach Rico, his son was with me at Falk for 6 years. We were literally talking about that before I headed over here. We think, if we're healthy and, we can have a pretty good season, but it's just kind of like you said. I mean, last year, these kids were here, and right. I mean, of course, they're a year older. Sure. You know what I mean? The Cleveland kid's a year older. Braylon Thompson, he was a good receiver last year. He is. I tell him all the time, you're doing too much because he'll practice with us, and then he goes off to some other. He has worked so hard to get them college football offers that he has earned, and he's going to be so much better than he was last year. Nothing. When I got here in February, he was like, you know what I mean? That is all. Braylon Thompson took it upon himself that he was going to be as good as he wants to be.
Was it Zephaniah who was the running back last
year?
I mean, it felt like it was kind of a one-man show last year. I don't know if the offense just got stagnant, if there were injuries, or he was just head and shoulders the best option that they had, and they just kept giving him the ball. Are you not necessarily unhappy that he's graduated and you've got a group of guys now that have to kind of define for themselves how this offense is going to be structured, not look at a senior guy who was leading the team last year and saying, well, I mean, see how he does.
Of course, a guy like that you'd love to have back.
Sure.
But, right now Tony Noble's in the backfield for us. And, last year him and Zeph, from what I understand, were supposed to kind of be the 1-2 punch. And, he was banged up, right. But he's been pretty healthy all summer.
Talented, isn't he?
He is very talented. He's just that, the availability. He's what you get. That's the best ability. And but he's been healthy all summer. I said Braylon Thompson, the Cedric Sharp. He's going to be a junior. 6'2", 180. He ran a 4 something at that SMU camp. They offered him on the spot. This is his first year really playing offense, so he's still fine tuning those route running things. And then Jason Moss, and then the newspaper kind of asked me like, where did he come from the other night? And he transferred from Arkadelphia and.
Hello, we'll take that.
For sure. He made that play. He's the one, our corner was all over him, and, he came down with the post route. And, during the game, after he caught that, I said, where has this been in practice? And he said, Coach, when these lights come on, I get a little different. I said, we can start practicing at 9 p.m. if we need to. I told him.
What about the big uglies? You can be able to block for
them? Oh, we got Malachi Thomas. Yeah. I don't know how big he is. He's large. That's what I tell everybody. Him and Mekhi Aubrey, who's the center last year. Then at right tackle, Staten Gurley, his sister was Addison, the all-everything athlete last year. So it's in that bloodline somewhere. Yeah. And then we got a senior guard, Cam Davis, and then little TX is young. He's a sophomore. He's getting better each day. He did some really good stuff in the scrimmage of the night. I was watching film on Saturday, and I texted Coach Rico. I said, did you see Texas on play 8, play 12? Yeah. And he's just getting better and better day by day.
Who's kicking?
Santiago Gutierrez. He
was
a freshman last year. He's a sophomore. He's got a big leg.
All right.
For sure.
Soccer player?
Yes, sir.
See, if you got a soccer player, you're fine. I don't have to talk to you.
I told him, just try to get in that end zone for him because in Arkansas, if the ball gets in the end zone, it's on the 20, and that is a huge weapon in the state of Arkansas.
Has he got a big leg?
He's getting to the end zone a couple of times, not consistently, but he's getting it there.
But he's only a sophomore.
I know he's working. He's a little guy, but
2 years
big
he'll
leg.
be pounding out of the back of the end zone.
I'm hoping in about 2 weeks. But yeah, because like I said, in Arkansas, it's a big weapon.
You grow a lot faster than I did.
Yeah.
2 weeks you can move it.
I hope.
You're opening with Atlanta in a couple of weeks, and I know conference play is different, and the games leading up to conference play are hopefully to tune things and get yourself right, so when you actually turn the lights on for conference, that you're as good as you can be.
Yeah.
But a team that went 2-8, are these non-conference games pretty important psychologically this year?
You hit it perfect. These are huge for us because Atlanta's a good team. Nashville's going to be a good team. We're going to do everything we can do to win those ball games. But if for some reason you do. Balls don't bounce your way. You start 0-2. The kids may say, "Oh, here we go again." And that is just I don't see that happening with this bunch. Just how confident they are.
Right.
But we went and watched Atlanta scrimmage Friday night, and they're big and athletic. They got the Whaley kid. That's the first time I've seen him in person. He is bigger than I thought he was. Yeah. He is huge. And then Dre, I think Simmons is his last name. The safety. He's 6'3", 210. I mean they got some linemen up front. Yeah. I mean, they looked good. They're big and athletic as always.
They're a good 3A football team in Texas. It's a good challenge.
Mm-hmm.
It's an appropriate sized challenge to open up the year. I think both you and Coach Norton are looking for a chance to get off the gun fast in the opener, because I think he's in the same boat. I think he's looking to try to make sure that his team feels like we have a chance to compete in this district and maybe go further.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the fast start is going to be huge for us. I'm hoping tomorrow night we backed everything back up an hour. So our JV will play Mineral at 7. Then our varsity will play Hope afterwards, and I hope we come out all things are clicking and looking good.
What's Hope look like?
They're better. We had them in some team camps at Prescott over the summer, and they're big and athletic. Their quarterback, I think he did get hurt, but they put their receiver at quarterback. I mean, Coach Turner does a great job up there.
He's been around a minute.
One of the better coaches that I've ever been around, for sure.
I tell you what, we appreciate you coming out.
I appreciate it.
Looking forward to the first game. You ready? Are you ready to get away from all this stuff and actually go?
Yeah, of course I wish we were playing next week on the 28th, but just the way the schedule works. Yep. So we're gonna play Hope tomorrow night, and Atlanta plays Ashdown that first Friday night. So we'll go watch that, and we'll start getting ready for them.
All right. Tell you what, Coach, great seeing you again.
Appreciate it.
Go Hogs.
Always.
There it is.
Go Hogs.
We'll take a break. Before we do, we got to flip the concession stand wheel one more time, because we're going to give away another gift card to another local restaurant. We've already given away a Los Tacos to Larry Davis for $25. We'll get Zach to cue up the concession stand wheel. There it is. Now, Los Tacos comes up again, and we're going to have problems, so hopefully it won't be them again. That would be yeah. Don't you do it. Don't you stop there. All right, it moved.
Make it round back. Oh, Dixie
Diner. Yeah, there it is. All right. If you have not eaten at Dixie Diner lately,
pot roast tenders, a mother's love.
Just do this. Don't eat before you go, like 2 days before, because the biscuits alone will fill you up.
Rolls.
Biscuits and rolls.
Okay. Sure.
Cornbread.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way.
You're north.
We're gonna. Well, in fact, let's do it right now, because we're gonna have a guest coming back up when we return. So we'll see who's gonna win the $25 gift card to Dixie Diner, and then when we come back, Eric Droddy is going to be joining us on Zoom, so we can talk to the former Queen City High School head coach. Let's see who has won $25. Make the magic happen. Me. Kevin Kreitz. All right, there you go. Oh, by the way, I hadn't reminded folks, you can't win if you don't like, share, comment on the show. If you do that, you're automatically in the hopper. We'll get you hooked up tomorrow, and hopefully we're going to win you a gift card tomorrow. But $25 gift card for Kevin Kreitz to Dixie Diner. We want to thank certainly Amy Warren, because all our interview segments are brought to you by Amy Warren, RE/MAX Preferred. You're looking for the agent to help you buy or help you sell the home you're looking for. It's Amy Warren who you're looking to call. Quick timeout. We'll come right back. Other side, we'll talk to Eric Droddy when we return. Live in the yard.
I'm here with Clear Sound Music. Do you play guitar, piano, or drums? Well, at Clear Sound Music, we now have everything the big box stores have. From brands like Fender, Paul Reed Smith, Reverend, Yamaha, Alvarez, Martin, we've got it all in stock. Clear Sound Music is at the corner of Cowhorn Creek and Kennedy Lane in Texarkana. That's clearsoundmusic.com.
Selling or refinancing a home or land, trust Stewart Title of Texarkana to help protect your investment from contract to closing. With experienced professionals, dependable title insurance, and personalized service, Stewart Title helps make every real estate transaction smooth, secure, and stress-free. Stewart Title is committed to being the premier title service company. All righty, welcome back. By the way, Leaving the Yard is brought to you by Blake Montgomery, Texarkana's injury attorney. You know how many big trucks roll down I-30? A lot. Every single day. When an 18-wheeler wreck happens, that trucking company has people on it that exact same day. They got a head start. You're trying to catch up. Blake Montgomery levels the playing field. He handles major truck wreck cases in Texas and Arkansas. Consultation's free. It's absolutely no cost to you unless he gets you a recovery. Call Blake Montgomery, 870-777-6700. Local Roots, $1 million results. And we are going to hop on our Zoom call because joining us live this afternoon is former Queen City coach and now the head man at Harleton, Eric Droddy. Coach, it's great seeing you again.
Listen, I appreciate you guys reaching out. I guess I failed to mention that I have a face for radio, according to my brothers.
Same here.
I didn't know I was going to be live on the air right here.
Oh, well, we moved from the radio to this, so how does that work? Yeah. We've had faces for 25 years. Uh-oh, we're losing a little bit of connection. I think we got you back, though. First of all, you ready for the football season, Coach?
We're getting there. I'm hoping we're not too far behind everybody else.
No. Come on, Coach.
That's Coach talk.
Yeah, it's always Coach talk. You're not behind anybody. We know better than that.
Coaches are the biggest sandbaggers I think I've ever met.
Well, ask Lou Holtz.
And I've played poker with Jimmy Thompson too. So
okay. Yeah. You don't ever trust any of them. All right. Well, first of all, I got you on today because certainly we had a really bad weekend in the coaching world. First of all, in Arkansas, we lost Coach William Dixon at Mineral Springs. He had been a young man, just 26 years old, as part of their coaching staff. I believe their volleyball coach as well. And unfortunately lost him on a four-wheeler accident this weekend. And in Texas, and this is the reason why Coach Droddy's on here, Jeremy Jenkins, who had really started turning around East Bernard's program. This team went 0-3 last year to start. They got blasted by, I believe it was Tidehaven, and turned the season around. Ended up winning 3 straight games over ranked teams, including beating Tidewater in the playoffs. Unfortunately, like we talk about with Coach Dixon, we lost Coach Jenkins and his wife this weekend in a car accident. And East Bernard's, obviously shocked by that. Coach Droddy knew Coach Jenkins, and from the coaching perspective, this is a fraternity. You guys may compete against each other on Fridays, but every other day of the week, it seems like you guys are so close-knit. Everybody knows everybody. I can imagine since this accident, your phone and the folks that have just kind of all been reaching out to each other and kind of, touching base.
Well, you kind of see the reach of people and how what such a small world coaching really is when something like this happens, and the number of people that share post and share his picture and start sharing, their relationship with him, you realize what the reach really is of somebody that you might not recognize in the heat of the moment in a competitive atmosphere. So Coach Jenkins, I just knew him for a little while. We played against him when he was at Harmony, and he kind of did the same thing there. He kind of had a slow start, and he made some changes and got those guys going, and they ended up in the state semifinals. So he was a straight-laced guy and took care of his business, and he was always good to me, and he had any conversations about things. So it's the coaching world's going to miss him, and I know as a father and husband, 30 years, his family's going to miss him, and I my heart goes out to those kids.
Yeah, he leaves 3 sons. He and his wife. We got to certainly remember his wife passed away in this accident as well, and they leave 3 boys behind. I think 2 of them are in high school, maybe one in middle school, and how does the school recover? You've been around for a long time. There's no jumping up the next day and trying to do something, but how in the world do you get kids ready to play a football game in the next 10 days after this kind of thing happens, Coach?
We lost a student athlete one year at Trinity a long time ago to an overnight accident, and it took a little while to really bring the community together over that. But what you find out is that you start thinking about what kind of person that was and what they would want you to do in that situation. And as much as we hate to say it, and it's a cliche, they want you to keep going. They would not ask their athletes to stop and just and have pity and so forth, and they would want them to push forward and doing the job. And I know just a little bit of time I was around Coach Jenkins, I think that's what he would want probably for the East Bernard community. Guys, y'all got games to play, and and y'all get out there and get after it. And that's the best way to present me is you get out there on the field and show we.
Yeah, where you talk about going out and playing the games, all of a sudden the games don't seem that important when the guy that was leading the program isn't there any longer. And like I said, his wife was a huge part of this program as well, as most coaches' wives are. It's not like they sit at home and like, I'm taking care of the kids. They're hosting, cookouts at their house. They're cheerleading. They're doing all the things. They're mothering some of these kids. This is a double hit for this community and an unfortunate one.
Absolutely. There's, the coaching, we talk about it, coaching family is just that. It's a family, and nobody worth their salt doesn't believe that, doesn't coach that, doesn't preach that. It's a family affair, and it's when it just hits home when something like this happens, and you just hate for it to happen at all.
Well, I tell you what, I appreciate you joining us for a couple of minutes, Coach. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit of look at Coach Jeremy Jenkins, and we wish you guys the best over at Harleton. You'll catch up to the rest of them real soon, I have a feeling.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're going to do our best.
There you go.
I appreciate you guys having us, and best wishes to y'all, and prayers go out to the East Bernard community and especially Coach Jenkins' family.
You bet. It's good seeing you again, Coach. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Eric Droddy used to be the head coach over at Queen City, Harleton now, and he had posted something on Facebook, which is what got me to reach out to him. He'd been guest on our show before and just knew that he represented the community of coaches and somebody that knew Coach Jenkins. We didn't just lose coaches this weekend. We lost Tommy John.
Makes my shoulder.
Well, or your elbow anyway.
Well, both.
Yeah. Tommy John, if you don't know, is a travesty. He is not in the Professional Baseball Hall of Fame. 288 wins, or 68, I think it is. The majority of those after the surgery that basically was done to replace that ligament in his throwing elbow. For him, left-hander, he was a lefty. Frank Jobe, the doctor that did the surgery, said after the surgery was done, he gave Tommy John a 1 in 100 chance of a complete recovery. He threw more than 25 years in his career, including, I think it was 15 or 16 after the surgery. He's not in the Hall of Fame, and Frank Jobe is not in the Hall of Fame. And to be honest with you, if baseball wants to do anything right, both of these guys should be inducted into the Hall of Fame as soon as possible. I looked at the list of guys who have had Tommy John surgery. And it's unbelievable. And Frank Jobe, who passed away in 2014, he was 88 years old when he died, and Tommy John was 83 when he died this weekend. Jobe says now chances of full recovery used to be 1 in 100, are 92 in 100 now.
It's crazy.
Which is just phenomenal. He's saved guys' careers.
And people are throwing harder.
Yes.
You know?
Well, give me a new ligament and I will too.
Give me
But
a couple of 'em.
I tell you what, Tommy John and Frank Jobe ought to both be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. And Tommy did a quick reach out to the Yankees. They had their old timers game 2 weeks ago, and he made some comment about he couldn't be there, and he loved his time as a Yankee and knew he wasn't going to be back. And at the time, most people looked at that letter and went, "Oh, this is not a good omen. We don't know that Tommy John's going to be back here or not, actually." And 2 weeks later, he's gone. Bladder cancer, I believe, is what he was suffering from, or at least what he'd been treated from recently. But just phenomenal. I mean, never was a league leader in anything. You always look at the baseball reference guides and where were you the black numbers? Did you have the best ERA or the most strikeouts or the most? You never had any of those. But longevity ought to be a thing, especially after this kind of a surgery and coming back from it. He's a pioneer. He's a pioneer like Kurt Flood is. He's a pioneer like Jackie Robinson is. Nobody had done before. We talked about the Baez kid from St. Louis. Nobody had hit 3 home runs in their first three professional at-bats. What's more than this? The surgery's named after the guy.
And do you think that the baseball world or just a year of baseball will ever exist that he's not mentioned?
No. No, never.
And there will be ones that will get surpassed by multiple things, and their name won't be mentioned anymore, but his name will always be mentioned.
We were here a couple weeks ago talking about what's more difficult to get: 300 wins, 3,000 hits, or 500 home runs. And kind of settled on that 300 wins may be the toughest one. I don't know that anyone will ever get that again. He didn't quite get to 300, but I would think he lost a season because of the surgery. He had a surgery no one had ever had and come back.
Did you say he had 288?
I think it was 288. I have to look at it real quick, but I think it was 288. It is. It's 288. It was 288 and 231. So not only did he have 288 wins and also an earned run average of under 4. How do you not in the Hall? 26 years in baseball. So if baseball is going to fix this wrong, they need to put Tommy John in the Hall of Fame. All right, tomorrow's show.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Corey Hogue is joining us tomorrow. Hogue is a writer who covers all things Lone Star Conference and Division II football. So as A&M Texarkana is getting ready to make its transition in a year to playing football and playing in the Lone Star Conference, a guy like Corey Hogue is a guy that can give us some insight into just how difficult this conference is going to be for the Eagles to jump into, and give us a little insight into what to expect as we start seeing some of these other schools.
Stephanie Carpenter said that Kevin met Tommy John and spent about 45 minutes talking with him after a Rangers game with Durwood Merrill.
Well, I got the wrong guy in here today.
I'm telling you. You say that every time I'm on.
Oh, man. Speaking of Kevin, Wednesday, we leave the studio again. We're at
PG
Bubba's.
Takeover.
Oh, man. Now, Libertello talked some smack a couple weeks ago.
Uh-oh.
They were making the sound effects. I don't know if Zach pulled that clip or not, but there were a lot of, smack talk for the Hawks. It's smack talk back time Wednesday. PG's going to take over Bubba's. We will be there at 5:30 Wednesday evening to welcome them to Bubba's. First chance to talk to Coach Darby as well.
All
right, we're out of time. I want to thank Morgan Smith. If you missed the beginning of the show, big announcement today, January 21st, the first ever Texarkana Gameday Honors Awards brought to you by Farmers Bank and Trust. He doesn't have the time up there, but I'm guessing banquet times whenever Morgan says.
Yeah, whenever he says be there, be there.
Whenever he says serve the food, that's when it starts. So anyway, appreciate today Coach Littleton of Arkansas High, Coach Droddy over at Harleton. We're done for today. Billy Lavender.
Go Hogs and Tigers.
Zach, you guys take care. We'll see you again here tomorrow, leaving the yard here on Texarkana Game Day. So long, everybody.